Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. You can see what's in front of you. You know what time it is here on the channel. We are going back into the Wilson Certified Cheese Box that is stuffed full of COMC pickups from their wonderful website. Going back probably a few years. I did just stuff some new stuff in the front here that came in my latest shipment maybe a month or so ago. So kind of keeping the cheese box restocked. And as we always do in these installments, I'm going to just kind of pull cards at random till we get to about the 10-minute mark and just check out some stuff that I grabbed on COMC.com. The cheese box is really gaining in popularity among my dozen or so dedicated followers here on the platform or subscribers. So I just trying to please the masses here and dip back into the cheese box. And we start off vintage this time. I went right for the oversized section and check out this Carlos Paula for the Washington Nationals. And I think we actually had a 55 Washington Nationals card in the very last cheese box rummage that we did. So that is pretty random to pull back-to-back 55 Nationals. I certainly have a decent amount of 55 top singles in here that I've yet to kind of assimilate into my set, but pulling two Nationals in a row is interesting. So let's go to the what is more likely to be a modern card section next. And here's a really nice soccer card featuring Danny Ings for Southampton in the Premier League. This is the Prism Premier League product, of course, and it is the red ice. It should be obvious why I chose this card. It's going to be added to my Soccer Z folio. Ings has had some pretty good seasons in the Premier League for Southampton, and aside from that, it's just a team color matching atomic or cracked ice glorious card. So it's just really hard for me to turn those down, especially a nice bright red one for a team with red kits. Next up, oh man, another nice shiny card in a row and more sort of atomic, although technically this is sapphire. Sorry for flashing you with the paper receipt there, but here's one that I'm really proud of. The 2018 Topps Chrome Sapphire Edition Mookie Betts. Obviously, this was his, let me take this out of the penny sleeve here because we have a scratch on the penny sleeve that's kind of taking away from the enjoyment of this card, but what a fantastic card. 2018 is one of my favorite set designs of the 21st century that Topps has given us so far. I love Sapphire. And then on top of that, in case you've forgotten, this was the season that Betts won the MVP of the American League and the World Series with my hometown Boston Red Sox. So I really, I kind of put an extra emphasis on his 2018 cards. I love collecting, any and all Betts, but if you get a nice 2018 like that, I think it has a little bit of added significance in the same way that like a 56 Mickey Mantle does, or, a 57 Hank Aaron, stuff like that. And from one favorite Red Sox player to another, here's a nice Xander. Again, I'm starting to record some videos a little ways out here to make sure I can keep the content coming. So at the time that I'm recording this, in early to mid-December, he is still with the Red Sox, but I don't think that's going to be the case for too long. I hope I'm wrong, but it's a beautiful Bowman Chrome purple refractor. You can see here it is numbered out of 250. Not a huge backstory behind this one. I just, sometimes I'll just cruise around COMC and look for the cheapest cards that are available of players that I like, especially shiny cards. And if they're serial numbered, then they're even harder to resist. So that'll be a nice one for the Bogart C folio. Sticking with the shine theme here for a minute, here is a O-Pee-Chee Platinum Joe Thornton, Jumbo Joe, and this is the red Prism parallel, which are typically numbered out of 199. You can see in the lower right there. Big fan of Jumbo Joe. He does not really have much of a hobby following, despite just accumulating like a monster amount of points and particularly assists. Like he's a premier setup man. He's definitely going to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, and this is a gorgeous looking card, but I bet you I got it for under $1.50 because for whatever reason, he's just one of those guys who's, hobby interest and is not in any way aligned with, the success that he experienced in his sport. And I think those of us that collect can probably name somebody like that, an athlete in really any sport. And for whatever reason, Jumbo Joe is one of those guys with hockey, but I'm still glad to have that. Here's one we've seen a lot of 59 tops coming out of the cheese box. And here's the latest with Lindy McDaniel. Reason being, I am working on 3 top sets from the 50s, 53, 55, and 59. So I will sometimes peruse or search, COMC, sort, cards in those sets either by cheapest or highest percentage off and see if I can score any deals. Making this one extra cool, it is card 479 on the checklist, so it is a high number 59 tops card, so that'll go into that binder for that set pursuit. Doing pretty well with that. I think I'm past the 2/3 complete mark on a 59 tops baseball set, so not too shabby. Here's an awesome one. Again, I should have put some of these or filtered through this and moved some of these Ovies to a separate Ovechkin stack because I am a little bit behind on showing a new Ovi card for every goal that he scores this NHL season. But this is a beautiful Allure orange slice parallel. Just look at that, like wave refraction. It is die cut. It is just a really cool card. These are not serial numbered in this set. This is the second year of Allure. So these orange slice did not get serial numbering. In the first Allure set, the year prior in 2019, I think they were potentially serial numbered, but just awesome to get a new Ovi there. This the cheese box is really providing a lot of cards for player PCs today. Between Bogarts, Betts, and Ovi, those are 3 of my favorite modern athletes to pick up cards of, so pretty pumped about that. And here's another one. This is a card that I've already shown on the channel probably a handful of times now because I just can't talk about it enough, but this is like an E-Pack achievement card that was exclusive to COMC. I believe it came out in 2019, so it's a couple years old now, but obvious throwback here to the 89 Griffey. Featured this card, in fact, in my top 100 cards shown on YouTube countdown that I'm in the midst of this month. This one made the list, I think, in the 80s, somewhere in that range. But just a really, really cool card. I still think these are available under $20. I think I said it when I showed it in the countdown, and I'll say it again now. If you are looking for a way to get an affordable Connor McDavid card, maybe you're just mildly interested in hockey and you want a McDavid for your collection, you could do a lot worse than putting $20 into your COMC account and grabbing one of those. I've probably said that 5 times now, but it is what it is. And then pretty cool here, just pulled his teammate by chance. This is a 2015 Artifacts Leon Draisaitl. Why did I buy this? It's just a base card. It's not serial numbered or anything, but I am a big Draisaitl fan, and I just don't think he gets any love. He's sort of in the Joe Thornton category, I guess, to link him to a player that we saw earlier in this episode. He racks up points every year. He does have an MVP and a scoring title already. I think he's lost a little bit behind McDavid playing in his shadow. But this is a second year Draisaitl card from Artifacts, and I remember picking this one up for about $1, maybe $1.10, something like that. And I just think that's criminally low for a nice foily second year Leon Draisaitl. So there you have it. Let's do a couple more here. We're still under the 10-minute mark. Let's do another oversized card. And in this case, we have a 56. How about Johnny Antonelli on this Topps card? Pitcher for the New York Giants. Love that prominent New York Giants cap. Reason I got this one dirt cheap, you can probably see it fairly easily. There is a little bit of like a scratch on the card in his neck there, just below his chin. Not the end of the world. I mean, with cards from the 50s that are this old, if I find them in condition like this for like $1 to $1.50, which is what this one was in range of, I'll just pick those up because, if someday I find a nicer, better Johnny Antonelli than this one, I don't think I'd have any problem finding somebody to send this off to add to their collection. So never seem to have enough vintage. I'm very jealous of those people that have, hobby shops near them that have tons of vintage and always seem to have a lot of doubles and just a huge stash of vintage cards. I only really get what I buy online, and I try not to buy too many doubles to conserve my hobby dollars. So who knows? We'll see what happens with that Antonelli. And then here's the final card for today. This is is this Topps Tech or Bowman Tech? This is, I believe, Topps Tech. Raffy Devers from 2018. So it is a rookie card. Look at that crazy, like lightning bolt type foil, rainbow foil in the background. And of course, like all Tech cards, it is, acetate in the area around the foil. I don't know off the top of my head what pattern this is. If you are so into collecting that you can identify the different patterns of Topps high-tech cards, by sight, I commend you, but I am not that guy. Although I do try to get as many of these as I can because I think it's intriguing, the idea of the acetate cards with the different backgrounds. And I know they do like at least half a dozen different patterns, even in these modern tech sets. And then, of course, there are parallels and other things within those patterns. But just a cool card to put into the Z Folio that right now currently holds a combination of my Devers and Juan Soto cards. So we're going to call it there today. That Devers rookie seems like a good one to end it on, but certainly saw some interesting stuff across multiple sports, tons of shine, some good vintage, and just another nice trek through the cheese box of COMC pickups. So I appreciate you sticking it out with me for this episode, and we'll certainly be back in the very near future with some more content. Until then, stay safe and keep enjoying the hobby. Take care.